What's going on? My name is Mick, and I am posting my day trading journey to YouTube with complete transparency and honesty. And today is Wednesday, April 26th, and I had two trades today, and I finished just over $200 in the red. I took two trades, one winner, one loser, and I started off with the loser. And I've been testing out this sizing. I'm trading ES, and I kind of bounce between trading ES and MES, the micros versus the minis, and I'm just trying to figure out sizing and how that's going to change my entries. It's going to how it's going to change how long I stay in trades, whether it's short scalps, medium scalps, or longer trades, and just trying to figure out like where I should be. I find myself mostly in the 1 ES or 2 ES, and I'm trying to stick to pretty small risk. So I'm looking at, well, if we, let's go to Thinkorswim here. Today, for instance, what I would, unfortunately, my first trade was pretty bad, but I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if I can't get pretty close to the bottom or the top of these areas. I would like to kind of keep my risk maybe 4 points, 5 points, 6 points, and then still maintain a like a 2-to-1 risk to reward. And I'm trying to make that happen and maybe size 1 to 2 mini contracts and see how that works for me. The only problem is I find myself getting, getting short, say right here, and maybe not having the necessary confirmation there's a lot of speculation, and you really don't want to end up being the first buyers or the first sellers in that particular scenario, just because, it still could always just keep going in that direction, and you can get stopped out pretty quick. I have a feeling that my particular risk management might be tighter stops and larger size and quicker scalps. For me, I like to get in and out of positions, and I can stay in long positions typically as long as I'm winning. I can handle those pretty well, but if I'm in a position, let's say like down here, and I'm long, and that I'm kind of, or short really for that matter, in this consolidation, I don't really like holding during those times, and maybe that's just bad entries, but at the end of the day, I really need to start developing kind of a strategy that makes sense for me. And, sizing is a factor I need to consider. Do I do a couple of MES contracts? And I am trading with Apex, so I still have the trailing drawdown. I can trade multiple ES contracts, multiple MES contracts, and I need to figure out what structure works best for me as I'm still figuring out this whole process. So recently in the past, I've dealt with larger multiple ES contracts. A couple of months ago, I started messing around with really small size, so like 3 MES to 5 MES, maybe even less than that sometimes. And I just I really don't know if my win rate was any better. I need to kind of still experiment with those smaller amounts, but being able to ultimately size correctly and then have a proper plan. Am I doing reversals? Am I doing continuations? What's my risk tolerance? So like, where does my stop go? Is it 4 points? Is it 5 points? Will I stretch out to 6 or 7 points? And then, for me, I don't have an exact strategy yet, which I'm still working on writing everything out, and I'm not going to ever go below 2-to-1 risk to reward. 3-to-1, I mean, that would be best case scenario. And the closer I can get to, the top or the bottom, I think the better, in my opinion. So I don't mind, these key levels when we approach these key levels. I don't mind, supply and demand. I don't mind trying to find the tops of the bottoms, but just finding the right entries, waiting for confirmation, setting the appropriate stop, and then really just sticking to that plan, right? I mean, I think the point is the 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio is when you risk the 3-to-1 and you actually you have your winner. That one winner should cover several small losers. So I'm just kind of spewing a lot of stuff to try to get my mind where it needs to be. Sizing, it seems to be the priority right now. Obviously, I'm still figuring out my strategy, and obviously it's still not working, but figuring out my strategy, using important key levels. I'm still educating myself on supply and demand, and I'm still looking at ICT's concepts. So those are the primary things, just basic key levels, basic trend lines, stuff like that, supply and demand, and then ICT concepts. So those are like the 3 or 4 things that I'm starting to build together. I'm paper trading on another account, and I'm back testing on another account. This is just my like live trading account on the evaluation. Technically, it's still a simulation account, so I'm not losing my own money, but it's nice to at least have some skin in the game so I can start working on the psychology as well. So I have a lot of stuff to work on overall, but at the end of the day, I think I've really got to start ironing down in my strategy exactly what setups I'm looking for, exactly my sizing strategy for going into certain setups versus other setups, when to take trades and then when to not take trades, and then hopefully have a pretty concise 4 to 5 bullets about what I'm looking for, how I'm getting in, how I'm getting out, and what are my risk to reward expectations and things like that. So kind of talking myself through these ideas, but that's really all I have for you today. The trades didn't go fantastic. I'm not too concerned about the trades. I'm more focused on figuring my strategy out. So today and recent time, like especially yesterday, I was sizing up. I had like 3 ES contracts, 6 ES contracts, and then at one point I had 9 ES contracts. So kind of messing around with large sizing and quick scalps to kind of see how that worked. Today I was just doing ES contracts and just, again, trying stuff out. I'm not using my own cash, so I'm not getting burnt too bad. I'm still using a simulation account, so I'm feeling good about this. But overall, that's what I got, and I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching. Peace.